Members of the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions held a closed-door briefing with Commissioner of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, that's the FDA, Dr. Marty Makary. And the focus of the briefing was on something we talk about a lot here. It was the life issue, in particular the abortion drug, mifepristone, murder by mail. This has been something that the pro-life Republicans have been pressing the Trump administration on to get away from the Biden-era policies that still govern this abortion drug. Joining me now to talk about this, Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, who serves on several Senate committees, including the Health Committee, and he was in that meeting today, joined us by phone. Senator Hawley, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Senator, what can you tell us about today's briefing?
Well, I mean, listen, I can tell you it was behind closed doors, which says a lot, Tony. Here's the facts. As you know well, 70% of abortions in this country are done with the chemical abortion drug, mifepristone. And it doesn't matter what your state's laws are. It doesn't matter if the voters of your state have said, we want to protect life. This drug gets mailed in to every state in the union, often coming from overseas. You can get it on a website, frequently free of charge. This is where the fight to protect life is right now. It's about mifepristone. And here's what I want to see happen at the FDA. I want to see them put back into place the basic safety protocols from President Trump's first term. They're his protocols. You have to get a prescription to have the drug. That ought to be a minimum. You have to go see a doctor to take the drug. That ought to be a minimum. Tony, none of those things are in place now. Joe Biden eliminated all of them. And I just worry that the FDA is dragging its feet on putting any of these protocols back into place. The other thing I'd say is the FDA is supposed to be doing a safety study on the drug mifepristone. It's not clear to me that they've even started the study, Tony. I mean, this is a serious issue, and it's time for serious action immediately.
But let me make sure I heard you correctly there, Senator, because I believe it was about 10 months ago when the FDA said that they were going to be reviewing the drug mifepristone and the reports that there were adverse effects of that leading women to emergency rooms and other complications. Are you saying that that study that was announced 10 months ago hasn't started?
It doesn't appear to have to me. I have asked repeatedly, Tony, in public letters written to the FDA, have you started the study? When are you starting the study? When will it be done? I've gotten zero answers from them. Zilch, zero. There's been public reporting in the news that the FDA has not even started the study yet. And I just have to tell you, I haven't heard anything to the contrary from the FDA or anybody else. I don't know that this is even underway. And, Tony, I just think at this point, this study, it's vital. It should be done. I don't have any confidence that FDA is actually going to do it. And in the meantime, abortions in this country are increasing. There are more abortions now than when Roe was the law of the land, and that's because of this chemical abortion.
That's what people don't realize. I know our listeners and viewers do, because I've talked about it many times. But before the overturn of Roe, 930,000 abortions. That's the best numbers available, mostly from the abortion industry. In 2024, most comprehensive numbers that we have at present, 1.1 million abortions, and the numbers of 2025 that have been crunched so far actually show a further increase. I want to go back, Senator, to something you said a moment ago about the Biden administration. The Biden administration changed the Trump protocols that were in place in the first Trump administration. That's what you're saying we should go back to at a minimum. Why did the Biden administration, share with our listeners and viewers why the Biden administration changed those policies?
They did it in order to make abortion on demand feasible across the country, Tony, no matter what your state laws are. They did it so that if your state is a pro-life state and you as a voter, maybe you voted in a state referendum and you said, yeah, I want to protect life. It doesn't matter now because these abortion drugs will get mailed into your state without a doctor's prescription, without a sign-off. It doesn't matter what the laws are. And the Biden administration knew that. They knew it would undermine any state laws. It would undermine, frankly, any Supreme Court decision. So Roe is gone. Praise the Lord for that. But abortions are going up. because this drug is getting mailed in everywhere and there are no restrictions on it. And here's the other thing I'd say, Tony. This drug is very dangerous for the mother as well. Recent study of over 800,000 cases of the use of this abortion drug found that in 11% of the cases, more than 1 in 10, the mother experiences a serious health crisis, like hemorrhaging. We're talking about trips to the emergency room, life-threatening conditions. None of that is currently on the label for this drug. So people are being lied to, lives are being lost, the babies and sometimes the mother, and it's time that we did something about it.
So why do we have the policies of a Democratic administration still governing the abortion pill in a Republican administration?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. And to me, President Trump's protocols on this, when he was first in office, are again at a minimum of what we ought to go back to. They're the right call. It would make a tremendous difference, and FDA should put those back in place. And Tony, when I got to first interview and cross-examine, as it were, this head of FDA, I told him this to his face. I said, you need to go back to President Trump's policies. He promised me he would do a serious review of it, but I just don't think that review is even underway. Tony, all I can say is we've got to do something to start protecting life in a serious way.
We certainly do. Senator, we're out of time. Thanks for joining us. Not the end of this conversation, I can assure you.